You're not stuck. You're just building or looking to build something that's not aligned with who you are and what you deeply desire. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why you feel stuck and how to overcome it. Because I've lived it and I don't want it to continue happening to you. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to help you see what you might not be seeing, because I didn't see it for a long time either. I'm going to give you 5 questions that will tell you exactly where the misalignment is. These are questions I wish someone had given me before. I had to learn this the hard way because I built a 7-figure company that outgrew my values, and I made the conscious decision to close that chapter. You see, there's this thing called the ego, and it's made to keep us in our comfort zone. Now, I say this with love, you know what I mean? The ego is actually a fake defense mechanism in today's world. The reason it's fake is because it was made to protect us. And that made sense back when we were hunters and gatherers roaming around hunting for food. The ego would protect us from predators and dangers that were always present. Now, it tells you that staying where you are is safe. The thing is, we don't live in that world anymore. Most of the time, we identify with that part of ourselves and it shapes who we think we are. But it's not truly who we are. It's just the version that we've been performing. People in this state build and create from finding worth in the outcome. They chase the number, the title, the milestone, the result. They optimize before they've even decided what they actually want to become. And that's backwards thinking. It's backwards because you could be working towards a goal that could never actually bring fulfillment. Yet, when you work towards and take inspired action towards your truth, the outcome doesn't really matter. Because no matter what consequence or effect actually happens, it's exactly the one that's needed for you to continue on the growth path of your truth. Now, this isn't to say that any consequence simply doesn't matter. What it really means is that there's no true failure in it. There's no true failure in it. You're literally working towards and taking every step necessary for your continued growth. The real fun and the real growth happens in the journey, in the failures, which are really learning lessons that help elevate us in our life journey toward more alignment. Everything is not happening to us, it's happening for us. Having that slight yet profound shift will make the life journey so much more worthwhile. I say this from my own lived experience of building something that was impressive on paper. Gradehacker, my previous business, I say it was impressive on paper because I was generating $25,000, $30,000, close to $40,000 a month in revenue. What was actually coming to me though was closer to $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Either way, that's what most aspiring entrepreneurs would consider successful. It led to panic attacks actually, consistent ones. What really changed wasn't fixing the anxiety, it was actually listening to it. Anxiety wasn't attacking me, it was pointing me to that gap. It was there because I was dedicating time and effort into something I truly didn't want anymore. I had outgrown the business, I had outgrown the business model, and I knew deep down that I was meant for so much more. But the ego and fear of letting go, of leaving that comfort zone, of completely shifting my identity, because entrepreneurship is part of my identity, that was hard to let go of. My ego just simply did not want to do it. And so what actually manifested? Anxiety. Deep, powerful anxiety. So what have I come up with from all this information and experience I've got? Something I call the Alignment Audit. It's 5 questions, and the idea is for you to actually sit with them, actually take them deep down to your core, and be honest with yourself, even if it hurts. And putting light on the pain, the shadow, and the darkness is where you will really exponentially elevate and grow. So question 1, do you know what you even want? I always start with this when I work with people. What are we working towards? What are you working towards? I ask that question, and most people say they know what they want. But when you ask them to get very specific, they freeze. Now, I don't mean financial freedom or making my own business or being my own boss. You have to get very specific. What does it look like? What does a random Tuesday look like for you? Where are you? Who's with you? How does it feel? It needs to be so clear that you can actually feel it, so that you actually know what you're working towards. This isn't about vision boards, affirmations, or manifestation meditation. And trust me, I love meditation. And I'll make a video about it because I even guide meditations myself. This is about bringing that truth to yourself, down to your core, in this reality. We have this ability as human beings to co-create with God. You just have to be very clear on what it is. The clearer you are, the more alignment becomes real. And going back to what I said earlier, you'll be able to feel okay and at peace with any consequence or situation that comes up because you know what you're working towards, and it's all part of your process. Question 2, what are you doing now to get there? This is like a mini self-audit and self-reflection to bring awareness to your own actions. Look at what you've done in the past week, the past day, or the past month. How much of what you actually did is moving you towards the thing that you said you want? Be honest. The more honest you are with yourself, even though it may hurt, the better. 3, what are you not doing right now to get there? This is the one that most people skip. Everyone can list what they're doing, but almost nobody can honestly list what they're avoiding. That conversation that's actually difficult, the decision that you keep pushing, the action you keep delaying, the thing you're clinging to that isn't serving you anymore. This is the question that can fundamentally shift everything. 4, do you even want the identity that this requires? Every goal you're working towards requires a version of you that doesn't exist in the present moment, and it didn't exist in the past. It's not a question of whether you can do it. It's a question of whether you even want to become the person it takes. Because that gap between where you are now and where you want to be isn't a skills or an effort gap. It's an identity gap. 5, are you ready to let go of what's not letting you get there? This is the hardest one for me, and I would imagine from my conversations with others, for you as well. Letting go is where most people get stuck. I know this because I had to let go of that 7-figure company I built from absolutely nothing. But even though I was putting in that little time, it was my energy and my headspace that were really committed to it. I started it with $1,500 back in 2018. I was living a dream life. I was semi-retired, putting in 5 to 10 hours a week, maybe even less. I had it running and operating on its own. I had an operations manager. I had different departments, sales, client success, a whole content team producing nonstop. I was even monetizing YouTube. I had service fulfillment, clients coming back. I was able to travel the world, and I still am. But even though I was putting in that little time, it was my energy and my headspace that were really committed to it. I was ready to let it go, but my ego wasn't letting me. It was my fear that wasn't letting me. Fear of the uncertainty, fear of the change, fear of knowing that my whole identity would transform. Because as an entrepreneur, my identity was linked to that project. Yet holding on to it was costing me way more than letting go. So I made the conscious choice to release it. And that choice wasn't collapse, it was clarity. It did hurt, a lot. But there's something that happens when we let go of the things that are not allowing us to get to the next level. A space opens up, and it's not immediate. For me, it's been 1.5 to 2 years since I made that choice. But eventually that space is where the real work begins. I took the time to reflect and do deep work. And now it's where I'm at, giving my all into this aligned project, which you are witnessing right now. Now, I hope by this point in the video, you can start to see where your alignments or misalignments are, so that you can move forward toward the life that you desire. If you don't see them right now, take the time. It could take a few hours, a few days, a few weeks for you to get real honest with yourself. Work through the pain, work through the discomfort, and get comfortable in the uncomfortable. With that, here's where I want to take you next. Most people and entrepreneurs think that their money problem is actually about the money. It's really not though. It's about the container. It's about your capacity to hold and create more money. Money can come to you by simply being in alignment. Yet, you need to understand how money actually works on a deeper level. Let me show you what I mean. I made a video that digs into this. See you there.